So how is everybody doing today? Now, I want to share with you a thought process, a way of thinking about the business, that if I had done this in the first few years when I started mine, I'd have well over $500,000 more in my bank account. And I want to talk about being focused on the back end result and not the front end cost of doing business, which so many investors overlook. What we're really talking about is cutting corners. Cutting corners is probably the most detrimental thing to your business when starting out as a new investor, because you think that's the way to make money, to do things cheaply, cut costs, and somehow that's going to generate higher profits at the end of the year, and it doesn't work out that way. So please listen to this video, guys. It's a very valuable video. It's really important that you do this, because if you do, it's going to save you a lot of money. I don't want to hear in 2 years from now all y'all coming back and saying, I watched your video and I didn't listen to you and it cost me $10,000, it cost me $50,000, it cost me $30,000, because it will. So many people are focused on the front end cost because they're looking at that at the present moment instead of looking forward in the future on the back end result when you monetize the property, renting it, selling it, right? So let's look at it like this. When you get into your first rehab, you spend all this time and energy marketing for a house, you finally got a house, you closed on it, and now that ticking time bomb goes off and you're starting to panic because you realize what carrying costs are now. You have a huge loan fee, you've got all these costs going in every day that you don't get workers working on your property. You're panicking because you want to get the job done quickly. So you go out there on, let's say, Craigslist, and you find the first person that's going to swing a hammer on your house and you hire them. You don't test them out. You don't give them a short project to basically see if they're worth letting work on your property, and you hire them only on cost because you think this is the way to save money. You hire them because they're going to work for $80 a day, and the other guys are going to work for $1 or $150 a day, right? So you focus on the cost, not the back end result. What your back end result is going to be this. They're going to damage your property, they're going to do a horrible job, you're going to have to redo it, it's going to cost you tens of thousands of dollars, they're going to put liens on your property, they're going to be the biggest nightmare, they're not going to show up, you're going to have extra carrying costs, and it's just going to be a nightmare, guys. So don't do it. Don't focus on the front end costs and hire some cheap new worker, because it's going to cost you money all the time when you deal with all the headaches of fixing the problems that they cause on your property. Number two, when you're working in a rehab, please get quality paint. Don't go get the cheap paint. I get students all the time say, Connor, I was shopping around like you told me to get cheaper supplies, and I went out there and I found this cheap hole in the wall place. It doesn't even have a sign on it. It's back in a back alley, but they've got the cheapest paint. I got such a good deal, and I'm so excited. I'm like, well, don't be, because you're about to buy water with a few paint drops in it. That's what it is. And you're gonna go paint the house. You're gonna realize it looks like shit, and you're gonna go paint it again, and you're gonna paint it again, you're gonna paint it again. And after painting the house 5-6 times, you're going to realize you just spent more on the paint than you would have if you bought nice quality paint the first time. And that's before you actually leveraged in all the cost of the labor to paint a house 5 or 6 times. And quickly, you tried to save a few $100s and it cost you thousands. Get quality paint, guys. There's nothing better than a nice fresh paint job, the smell of fresh paint, clean paint job on your house to sell a brand new rehab. Get quality paint. Do it right the first time, guys. Do not cut corners on the paint. Same thing with carpet. Do not cut corners on your carpet, especially in higher end properties. If you're in low end rentals, do what you want, right? But if you're trying to flip a nice house, do not cut corners on carpet. I know if you have a 3,000 square foot house, an extra 50 cents is a lot of money. It's well over $1,000. And a lot of people are like, well, I'm just going to get this carpet for $1 a square foot instead of spending $2.50 a square foot, because it's going to save me $1,000. And they put this cheap rental grade carpet in a real nice retail house, competing against new builds and competing against other rehab houses. And they can't understand why they're not selling the house. And it hasn't occurred to them that they're being cheap is the reason why they're not selling the house. And nothing's worse than having a house that won't sell. And cutting corners is the fastest way to do that. So if you get cheap carpet that's thin, that's tough, rigid, that doesn't feel nice to walk on, your house is not going to sell, and it's just going to be bad for you. So don't buy carpet that's only a level of quality that your cat would wipe its ass on. Get good carpet, guys. Stop trying to cut corners on cost on the front end, because it's going to cost you more on the back end. Same thing with shower tile. If you're redoing showers, guys, the square footage of a shower is so minimal that it's almost insane to me that people actually try to put in 50-cent tile and a shower that they're trying to retail house for top dollar. go ahead and spend $2 and get a really nice tile to make the house look nice, because you're only going to spend a little bit more. If you do 2 showers, you're going to spend less than $1,000 more, but the value you get back from having 2 quality nice showers that people walk in and say, wow, that's a nice shower, versus them walking in and say, it's just like an apartment, right? You're going to get your money back 10 times over. Stop trying to save a couple $100s per shower and make them nice and be proud of the project that you put together. Same thing with granite. Go back and watch our video where we're talking about granite. You're not going to save enough to put in cheap countertops to make it worth it. When putting in granite countertops in your rental properties and all your rehabs, you're going to sell them quicker, you're going to sell them for more, you're going to rent them quicker, you're going to rent them for more. People are going to stay longer if you're renting them. They don't have any reason to move out of the house because they can't go get another place as nice. And so you're going to get them rented faster because you're not going to have extra carrying costs. You're going to save more money, guys. You're only spending a little over $1,000 more to put granite in your properties than most of you are paying for your other cheaper countertops. And if you get $100 more in rent, it pays for it year one. And then when you go to sell the property on the back end and cash out, if you put cheap countertops in the first place and now you're going to retail it, you have to pull those out and buy granite countertops again anyways, or update the showers again anyways. So getting cheap tile and cheap granite is going to cost you so much money in the long run, guys. Just don't cut corners. Do it right the first time. Now, pulling permits. Pull your permits. It's not expensive, guys. Get quality licensed individuals to do this. This is something that still I do from time to time, where I'm like, man, I don't have time to run down and figure out this city that I've never been in needs a permit pull for this, guys. You just pull your permits, have your workers pull your permits. Every single time that you save a little bit of money, it's going to add up to X amount of dollars. The first couple times you get caught, it's going to overcome that number many times over, so just do it right the first time. Drywall. Make sure you hire someone to do your drywall right, your texture right. This is something that's going to make your house look horrible. If they do not match the drywall and do not texture the house correctly, your house is not going to sell or get the highest dollar that you thought it would. So make sure that they're doing it right. Sand things down, start over. Do not try to just texture over previous texture, guys. It's going to look horrible. People are going to come in and they're going to notice. People notice. This is the house that they're trying to live in. Now, marketing. Guys, you have to do better at your marketing campaigns. Don't just rush something out. I know that you're anxious to get a deal done and you want to rush your marketing campaign out, but take some time, think about it. You're putting a lot behind these marketing campaigns, all your money. Make sure you really focus on making it look nice, making it look quality, making sure there's a good message, and making sure it's delivered. And research the area you're marketing to, guys. I have so many people that are just like, oh, I'm just going to go buy a list of absentee owners and mail it the first $1,000 to the first 1,000 names on it. Guys, pick a good targeted list. Focus on what you're doing. Do things with a level of quality and a level of pride, because if you keep trying to just do things quickly and cut corners just to get stuff out, just to get projects done, just to save money on the front end, it's going to cost you a ton of money on the back end, guys. I hope I got this point through today for you, because this cost me so much money when I started my business. I don't want to see this happen to you. Focus on the back end, not the front end costs, and you're going to do a lot better in your business, guys. I hope if you liked today's video, you'll share it around. Subscribe to this channel if you haven't already, and I'll see you on the next video. Have a nice day.